Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of Burton Ballers. And in today's edition, I'm going to be talking about all the strikers who are reported to be leaving Chelsea at the end of the season, leaving us with only 2 established forward players. But before I get into this video, you know the drill. Please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications so you'll be notified every time we make a new video. Share this video, comment down below.
Welcome to the Burton Ballers. Ain't got no time for no stallers, yeah.
We are the risers, we're not the fallers. Our channel is growing wider and taller.
Yeah, we're here to give you the news about your dear beloved Blues, yeah.
So if you like this YouTube channel, like, subscribe and turn on that bell.
Yeah.
Okay, so if newspaper reports are to be believed, which they're not, by the way, I'm going to give you a little summary of what's going on at the club at the moment, according to certain journalists. So first of all, I woke up, last night I heard the news that Ziyech is unhappy at the club due to not having enough playing time, and Atletico Madrid are negotiating with him. So that was a bit of a surprise to me. I did a bit more research. I think it only came from 1 or 2 sources, and you know what, I just kind of brushed that aside as a transfer rumour. But then I woke up this morning and 2 more of our forward players are being linked away from the club. So first off, I read a story about Christian Pulisic. Christian Pulisic hasn't been featuring under Tuchel, and he just made some cameo performances as a substitute. He's had 1 or 2. He hasn't had a start, I don't think, in the league under Tuchel. So he's a bit unhappy, apparently. So apparently Manchester United, Liverpool, and
Barcelona,
are after him for next season. And that came from, I think, the Sun or something like that. But then Fabrizio Romano was on a podcast, and he did mention that Pulisic is going to assess his situation at the end of the season before making a decision. My take on the Pulisic thing is that I just think that he's come back from an injury. He hasn't hit the heights of last season. He's trying a bit too hard for my liking, but I think that if he just relaxes and plays his normal style, then it'll come back for it too. You know, it's a form, because he's too good a player, and I don't think the club, he's on tied up to a 5-year contract at the moment, so I think the club still have faith in him. So unless we are going to be going for like a Sanchez or somebody, then I can't see us getting rid of Pulisic, especially not to one of our rivals anyway. So Manchester United, no. Liverpool, no. I can't see us buying it. If we did sell him, it'll be to a club abroad, but I think he'll stay. The other story was about Werner. They're saying that Werner hasn't settled in the Premier League. Probably a bit too hard for him. He's finding the low blocks quite hard to break down. He's in no sort of form, as we saw with those 2 misses the other day against Everton. And they're saying that he wants to go back to the Bundesliga. Maybe they play him a much higher line. Maybe he can get more joy scoring goals. But again, I'm sorry, I'm going to rubbish that story. He's playing games, you know, he's been a feature under Tuchel this season. Although the goals haven't been going in, his all-round performances have improved a great deal. And he's been unlucky, you know, with a couple of offside decisions, with tight offside decisions, which could have gone either way. And I think once he gets a couple of goals, 2 or 3 goals in on a run, then I can see him scoring quite a few goals. So he just needs to get let's get that confidence back a bit. So I don't think he's a quitter. He's not going to leave. Again, paper talk. So those are the 3. And then if we look back at one of the videos I made earlier on
Tammy Abraham,
there were reports that he wanted to leave if we are pursuing another striker, with the likes of Aston Villa and West Ham after him. And then there's Giroud. Giroud's contract's up at the end of the season. He signed a one-year extension. So Juventus and others are still sniffing around, and so he may want to be looking for pastures new if he doesn't get a lot of game time between now and the end of the season. So, you know, these nonsense reports are to be believed. As I said, that's 5 strikers out the door, leaving us with just Callum Hudson-Odoi and probably Havertz as a forwards player, you know, and Haaland, who we are interested in. Other reports say that he doesn't want to come to Chelsea. He wants to go to one of the elite 6 clubs, whoever they are, with a bit of history. But Manchester City are just the same as Chelsea when it comes to history. So why are they included in the 6? Again, that's why if you do a little bit of detective work, that doesn't add up. And Haaland is 20 years old. When he was born, who were one of the most successful clubs. Chelsea in the Premier League have been the most successful club since the year 2000 to current time. So a lot of players who are born now, that's why you see a lot of players who they say, oh, they're Chelsea supporters. How many players you know now they say they're Chelsea supporters? Chelsea are a team now who a lot of these up and coming players are looking at as a massive club. So is Haaland really going to be looking at the history of a club when he wasn't even born a few years ago, unless he had his dad in his ear telling him about who are the so-called big clubs or not? And Mia Raiola rubbished Bild, because the report came from Bild. Mia Raiola has rubbish Bild in the past. I'm going to put up a tweet that he did in 2020 when Bild were making up stories. So again, guys, don't worry about these stories. What I'm trying to say is these stories are just there to unsettle Chelsea. Chelsea are on a good run at the moment. People don't like to see Chelsea on a good run. When Chelsea get on a good run, the press start to come out and make up stories to try and unsettle us, you know, because they don't want us to make top 4 for some reason. I don't know what the agenda is for Chelsea at the moment. I used to work with some people in the press, and there are quite a lot of them were West Ham supporters, and one of them actually told me that they deliberately write negative stories about Chelsea because they just don't like them. And so that came from the horse's mouth, from a journalist who was, you know, who's in the business and knows how it works. I was having a talk with DJ Sav earlier on Twitter, and we remember the days when Ken Bates used to ban the media when they made up a lot of stories about Chelsea, and they didn't used to give them the hospitality or whatever, because, you know, and even one journalist said, oh yeah, we write bad about Chelsea because the hospitality area is not as good as other clubs and they don't treat the journalists quite well, so that's why we write bad stories about them. So, you know, guys, as I said, don't believe everything you read in the paper, because some people will see something in the paper and just say, oh yeah, that's real. No. Please do your homework, do your digging around before you start believing these stories. So guys, over to you now. So which one of these stories do you think has legs? If we are gonna get rid of one of our forward players, which one do you think we'll get rid of? If we had to get rid of one, who would be your choice to go? And give me your reasons why as well. And who would you like to see come in to replace any of those forwards that I mentioned? And what's your thoughts on the press these days? You know, let's comment below, guys, and I'll be happy to hear what your thoughts are on the subject. Okay, don't forget, guys, as always, like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications, and share the content, guys. Share so that everyone can know that Burton Borders are about. Okay, take care, bye.